My name's Chris,
And I'm Blake.
and we're gonna be having a discussion about the book Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury.
So, what'd you think about the book?
I liked it. I liked the plot. I liked the characters. It kept me very interested. It was actually a great book, and I love futuristic books, especially sci-fi, all that kind of stuff. I read in 1984, and I really liked this one because they both had similar themes. They were both futuristic, about dystopia, or just a bad society, whatever you would call it. But what did you think about it? Did you like it?
I really like the book because it has great characters, and they all it's not like a one-sided character. He learns throughout the book.
Yeah, that's true.
The writing was really good. Like, the way he said everything and the story, I like the story too.
Nice. So, Montag, the main character, was he your favorite character, or
I think I'd have to say favorite.
okay,
Because
what's that?
he was a coward in the beginning, but then he has all these books, and he's not a coward at the end of the book because he helps Montag and stuff.
So he progresses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Montag progresses a lot too, like you were saying earlier. What do you think about the symbolism?
The chapters, all the names of the chapters reflected what you would be reading about. So I kind of like that.
Nice.
What do you think about the symbolism?
Thought it was actually really interesting, and I agree with the same thing about the chapters. It was really cool because each chapter was named something that had symbolism. At least the first two were. The first one, Hearth and the Salamander, was very interesting because the hearth symbolizes home, which symbolizes the security in the home, which is the hearth in the home, the fire, and then that's on Montag's suit, because he's a firefighter, and the whole point of home is that it's secure. And then you have your salamander, which is the symbol of fire, because ancient civilizations believe that salamanders were immune to fire, and because he's a firefighter, that only makes sense that he would wear it. But, so, what was your favorite chapter?
I think chapter 2, when he meets Faber, because that's when the story starts picking up, in my opinion. And I really like how they showed the citizens being bombarded with ads. And who was your favorite character?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I would have to say Maurice was my favorite character because she was different than everybody, and she actually had real emotion, unlike everybody else in her society, and she taught Montag all these different things and really made him question himself. And without her, the book would have been much different, and Montag may have never progressed, and that was a great part of the book, Montag progressing. So that's what makes Clarice such a great character. But what was your go ahead?
Do you think they killed Clarice?
Yeah, it really looked like they killed Clarice. I think that you were supposed to know that. I don't think it was supposed to be written in words. I think you were more supposed to just, it was strongly intended that she got killed, which sucks, but that's how the books go.
Yeah.
And so what did you think about Ray Bradbury? I think he was ahead of his time.
Definitely. He had all these ideas that reflect our society, and I think it's genius. You have the walls that kind of reflect TVs.
Yeah.
And you have the family, which is all the TV shows telling you what
Kim Kardashian.
Exactly. They tell you what to believe.
Yeah. With social media, exactly. Especially kids nowadays are getting all this influence from social media, pop culture, all that stuff, music, and really thought it was interesting how they tried to get rid of all the controversial stuff. And you think, oh, well, that's a good thing that they're getting rid of controversial stuff, but then nobody can be different. Nobody can have a different opinion, which isn't good because what if it's the wrong opinion, which it was? You can't have a dystopia world, even though it seems at peace. It's really not, and many people are dying, and nobody has emotion. And emotion is like a key factor for the nuclear family and just a good life.
Yeah, and that kind of goes into the one question. How bad do you think the government was treating its people?
I think that they didn't care about the people, but they cared about the benefit that they got from the people.
Like the profits?
Not necessarily that, not economical profits, but yeah, profits, but not economical profits.
Like knowing that they have the power over the people.
Yeah, that's true.
The mental benefit.
They had all the power over the people. They used all that, and that's what they liked about the people. They didn't actually love the people or care for their well-being at all, which is like a key part of this book. But do you have anything to say about that?
I definitely think they use fear to control the people, which could also fall into treating them badly. Because the Hound, they kind of use it like a weapon on the people to keep them in place. That's
it's true. And also with what I was saying about the controversial stuff, because there's no controversial things in this world, nobody can be different. So like, if you're a vegan in this world, you can say I'm a vegan, but you can eat meat, so it doesn't mean anything. You just say that you're something, but it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you are something.
Do you think Montag redeemed himself at the end?
Redeem himself?
Because he started out as like a fireman burning books, but then he kind of became a hero for them.
Yeah, I would say that he redeemed himself. It was a pretty good story. That's why I liked it so much, because like we were talking about before, he was a progressive character. So yeah, he definitely redeems himself for doing all the book burning, which was not a good thing. So what was your favorite moment in the book?
I think it's when he fell in the river in chapter 3, because it was kind of like a rebirth, in my opinion.
How's that?
Because on the interview, they said they killed Guy Montag, so everyone thinks he's dead, and he kind of changes after he falls in the river.
He changes a lot throughout the book, and yeah, he definitely changes after he falls in the river. So I would agree with that. Anything more you want to add to that?
Not really. What was your favorite moment?
It was another Montag moment when Clarice is talking to him. It's one of their first interactions, and she leaves after they're done talking. She goes into her house right before she leaves. She says, "Hey Montag, are you happy?" Right? And he's like, "Well, of course I'm happy." And then he gets all angry, right?
That made him question himself,
And that really made him question himself. And that's after that's like the first moment that he really starts changing, which is very interesting. That's why I liked it so much, because Montag changes a lot throughout this book, like we were saying before. And when he starts to change, that's when Clarice asks him if he's happy or not. And he goes into a big, he thinks a lot about this, and then he just thinks, like, I gotta be honest with myself, I'm not happy.
Oh, I think a honorable mention to that is, so when he goes into the fire station to burn the book, Captain Beatty is like kind of making him think, like he's talking to him, and Montag's freaking out at this point because his hands are shaking.
Yeah.
But everyone uses a ton of metaphors, like with his hands. Like his hand, I don't know, it's crazy.
Something shaking about his hands.
Yeah, he does personification for his hands.
Oh, he used a lot of personification, a lot of literary tools in this book. I agree with that for sure.
Yeah. So that's basically all I have to say.
About that, okay. And back to that river part. So the rebirth, that was like almost the end of his change. Like that's when he kind of got into his new self. Because he starts with the question, are you happy? And then after all this change builds up, then he falls to the river, and that's like the whole end of the change, and now he's a new person. So
Do you think it's smart trying to memorize the books in your head, or do you think they should like write it down? Because if it's in their head, they can't get caught. What's your opinion on that?
well, memorizing it is obviously much harder than writing it down, and
What if one of them died? They lose all
exactly. But not only that, writing it, you have to keep that stuff, and it could get you caught. And what if somebody in the future can't read English, right?
And those are our thoughts and concerns on the book Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury.